Hello, Countake here, back with another Minecraft video. Oh, whoops, I banged into my table. Okay, but yeah, here I'm back with another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to show you a 2x2 door. Okay, more than a 2x2 door. It's a 2x2 glass ascending door. Did you just wonder what the heck I just said? A 2x2 is a glass door and it's an ascending door. Okay, so yeah. Let's actually get to see the closing. That's the closing, and here's the opening. There you go, your 2x2 ascending glass door. It's pretty quick and it's pretty compact, I would say. Yeah, this is the redstone. It's 2 wide. There you go, 2 wide by 9 long by 10 tall, which is 180 blocks. This is actually a collaboration with me and Looney Knack. Let me do that here. There you go. Here's our heads. We both made this door some time ago, and I actually would like to give a shout out to someone named Kexstoner. Was it 14 or 13? I'm sorry, I forgot. But that's where I actually decided to make it smaller, and I was actually originally going to do a video with him, but the problem is I'm kind of being impatient, and I really wanted to get a video out of this door, and I actually now ended up recording this one. I'll end up going onto the Synergy server to show you it, but the one I made with him, so I'll probably get his name again. But yeah, once again, here's the closing, and the opening. Let's actually get into the tutorial. Okay, for the tutorial, we're gonna actually need these items if you want to build it in survival. Obviously you need 4 glass. These are blocks for your door frame and that kind of stuff. These are your wiring circuits. These are the rest of this is pretty explanatory. So now let's actually get into the setup. So this is your door frame. The first thing you're going to want to do is place a double piston extender leg facing upward and another double piston extender with sticky pistons. And on top of it, you're going to actually want to place glass and some door blocks, because these will be visible, and then double piston extender downward with normal pistons, because if you use sticky pistons it's just a waste of materials. And then off to the side, you're going to want to do is place 2 glass like this, and again you're going to want to do is place a double piston extender facing towards the left, and on the opposite side you want to do is place a sticky piston facing upward like so, and a normal piston facing in the right, and then diagonal to northwest, I can say, up to that block, you could just place a normal piston, and you can finish off your door frame like this. Okay, now let's actually get into your closing circuit. Okay, so now what you want to do is place a block here on top of this normal piston and place another block like so. Then just place redstone on top of it. And this block is actually your input block. This is where you power and put your repeater into this block. Not the redstone wire, but the block. And I can no longer need the lever. So then you're going to want to do is place a block here, and then a block upward, and a block to the side. Whoops. Then you place redstone on top of it. Then what you're going to want to do is place a block here, 4-tick repeater, and placing a half slab right here with redstone on top. Now you're thinking, why can't I use 3 ticks for some of the more smarter people, smarter redstoners? Well, the problem with that, apparently sometimes it ends up powering these pistons before actually powering the top ones for some odd reason. So it's actually best to have 4 ticks because it's a lot more reliable. So then you want to do is place blocks like so, and then place a redstone wire right here, and a 4 tick repeater going into this block. Now, to find this block, place a half slab like so, with a 1 tick repeater facing into the left, and which goes into a block with another block diagonal to that block, and place a redstone on top of that block. Yeah. I'm kind of curious if you guys are okay with me how I talk, because I don't know, maybe I sound annoying, I don't know. This is actually your closing circuit done already, so we can actually flick the lever and there's your closing. You see it's perfectly seamless. And actually I probably should have unpressed the lever. Now let's actually start to get into the closing once I reset this. And there you go. Now before you do anything in this circuit, you need an unpushable block on this side, blocking diagonal to this block, in a block in front of this. So basically you have to prevent this from pushing out. It's actually very important that you do so. So now let's actually get into the red circuit, which I will explain what the circuits do later on. So yeah, let's actually play. So you're going to want to do is place a redstone dust right here. Then this is a half slab because you need to place a torch here, and that would cause a weird torch burnout right there. So yeah, and then what you're going to want to do is place your wire blocks like so, and then place a 3 tick repeater, and then on the other side you're going to place a block with a redstone dust on top. I will try to slow down here. You don't need this anymore. And then what you're going to want to do is go downward like this and do this. This does not power this, well, but either way it wouldn't really matter much, because if you're going to power it, it's well, it doesn't really power it. I don't know. Yeah, as long as you don't have something that redirects it to make it powered, but yeah. Okay, yeah, the reason why you need that furnace blocking this is because of this block, it powers this, but later on you'll figure out that it actually works completely fine. Yeah, so yeah, now you're going to want to do is place blocks like so, and a 2 tick in this direction, and a redstone dust. And you place your sticky piston with a redstone block on its face like this. This circuit for me was very difficult to come up with. I'll actually say who made all the circuits and stuff, but yeah. So now let's actually get on to your double piston extension. So now you're gonna want to do is place a block under this redstone block. You're gonna place a block with a redstone dust on top. Then off to the side, place a half slab with a redstone dust on top of it as well. And then go to this side and place a torch on the block. Then place blocks like so, with redstone on top here and here, and a 2 tick repeater. And on this side, what you want to do is place blocks across like so. Place redstone across as I have placed it, and place a 2 tick repeater on the end right here with a block on its face, and a block here with the redstone dust on top, and a slab with redstone on top. So yeah, that is pretty much your entire door. Now you can actually take out this furnace, but you're gonna need the furnace later on in the door. So if you actually flick the lever and see what it does, sorry about that little lag. It does that part, but the only problem is you have this. You can still see through. There's the glass. So what you're gonna want to have to do is blocks like so. And this is what I mean by it doesn't push out even though it's being powered, because, well, because of this, it still thinks that it doesn't know if this piston is extended or not, so it just stays unpowered. So yeah, now let's get into the magenta circuit. But I don't know how did I forget an entire circuit, but I did. So starting up top here, you're gonna place a block right here with another block right next to it. Next to this block here, you're gonna place a redstone wire and going into a 2-tick repeater with a block on its face. On its face. Okay, then you're gonna want to do is place blocks like so. Just take that out for now. Then next to this piston, you're gonna place a sticky piston facing downward. Doesn't really matter if you place the cauldron here or here, but either way, it's still gonna end up in this position. So you can place the cauldron like so, with water inside. Please do not hold shift. And then now you're gonna want to do is place a block next to the cauldron if you followed what I did, and then place a comparator like so, with a block like that. This is big. It stays like this because, well, if I show you this, as you can see, it still spits it out. So basically, you made a little 1-tick pulse right there. Okay, so now on top of this piston, you're gonna place 2 blocks like this. Redstone on top. Diagonally, you place a block. A 4-tick repeater with a block on its face. I would suggest put. Oh wait! I just realized something. This actually has to be a furnace because. Oh wait! No, that's not. No, it doesn't. This does not have to be a furnace. This has to be a furnace. Yeah, you have to place a furnace right next to this 4-tick repeater. Then place a redstone dust like so. But before we continue on, we're gonna go down here, place a torch, place a block like so, with a torch like this, a block right here, and a torch like that. And now we're gonna want to do is turn off the rain and place a 2-tick repeater here with a block on its face and a block right here with a redstone like so. Now I'm just gonna test the door out and see if it works. I really recommend you not to test the door out right now. But yeah, there's the closing, and there's your opening. Yep, pretty quick and awesome. Now let's actually get into the explanation of this door. On the Synergy server once again. So yeah, this is actually my first time building the 2x2 glass ascending door, and I'll figure out what his name. Oh, he changed his name. Well, his name is now FreshAppleJuice, but it used to be like Kekstoner, you know, and it's pretty big. And yeah. But yeah, so yeah, let's actually get into the actual door. Hello. So let me actually just build out certain parts of the door and actually no, I don't need to do that. Actually, yeah, I'll build out one particular part of this door, which is the bottom part. Okay, so a lot of you might recognize this in another form that I actually had on a previous 2x2 ascending door. I had it almost exactly the same way, except it was like this. Now, this is if you're trying to do a 1-wide version, but since we actually were not doing a 1-wide version, we were doing a 2-wide version, we can do this. Which, in my opinion, this is a lot easier, because you can have this problem with this piston facing outward and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's basically the same idea. If you were to give it a pulse, the first thing that would happen, it would do this. Excuse me. It would first do that, then do this, retract. Actually, it would not do. It wouldn't like do this. It would more do this, and then it would do this. Then on the second pulse, it would do this and do that. So basically, if you give this a 1 tick pulse, it would do the extension, and if you give it another one, if you give it another 1 tick pulse, it will do the retraction, which I find very useful. So yeah, let's actually see that in action. So here's your 1 tick pulse, and here's your, yeah. That is the bottom part, basically. So now, I'm actually gonna, the closing is actually pretty self-explanatory. All you just need to do is power these, and then power this. So the closing was pretty easy to do. By the way, I did every part of this door except for the magenta circuit, and LooneyNat claimed it to be pretty difficult. And I can pretty much understand why, it wasn't seeming how much close it was to this. I actually didn't really have that much space to do what he had to do, so I'm actually pretty glad he did it. He actually did alter the bit of this bottom part of it because it wasn't originally like this, but I actually had to alter it to make it fit make it work with the magenta circuit. So yeah. Anyway, so that's how I pretty much did every other circuit. He kind of altered this one, and he did all the magenta circuit. So, but I give him a lot of credit because I have to admit, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so now here is the double pulsar. The red circuit is your double pulse. Now, what happens here? So, you cannot make this give out a pulse because obviously your opening would end up initiating. So on the closing, what happens is that this is already powered, so when you flick this lever, it remains powered. Even though this turns off, it remains powered due to this lever being on. Being powering the block which powers this wire, and yeah, it stays on, preventing this thing from moving at all. So let me just show you that. See, it doesn't do anything. So now let's get into this part. So if I unflick it though, this will turn off, turning off this two and this. This will retract, do your first extension pulse. Then after this tick and then once this torch powers up again and this stuff turns on, it extends back outward, doing your retraction pulse. Doing your retraction. So yeah, let's see that in action. There you go. Now you actually can't just make it. You actually really have to time this pulsing because you can't just have it do, Okay, so let's get on to the magenta circuit. I do not fully understand this circuit because I didn't really make it, but I'll try to explain it the best I can. So obviously you know that this is how this part of the door works. Like that. So, to be able to get a 1 tick pulse, well, let me explain this first. When you close the door, this remains powered. So, instead of activating this whole side, what happens is that all it does is that this extends. That's it. Acting as like a torch, very similar to a torch. So basically this would be powered on, powering this block, powering this redstone, powering this block which powers this piston, and yeah. And I'm gonna actually remove that for now, and let me just pulse this back and place a comparator right there. Yeah, I'm not doing a tutorial. So once you turn this back, flick this off, once this all turns off, which would be by the time this pushes all the way up, the piston would retract the cauldron. The comparator picks up a power from the cauldron, powers this block, which powers this redstone, which spits out this cauldron back down, making it a 1 tick pulse. And the 1 tick pulse goes into this piston, doing a 1 tick pulse right here. Going into this does a 4 tick pulse, it actually, the 4-tick. Now, this is where it actually starts to get a little complicated. Most likely the block is like, it's like this, but I think on the first pulse, I mean, once this extends out again, this will send the first time it would send a signal through, but nothing would happen because this is kind of blocked off. But the second time it extends, it would probably go through once more, but this time the 1-tick pulse probably most likely happen. What the heck is going on? What? Oh, okay. It did its 1-tick pulse. There you go. It probably did its 1-tick pulse, so now this space is available. Because obviously this can't extend due to this unmovable block up top. But now that it's pushed over on the second time around, it is able to extend this. And then what happens is that when this powers this block, it powers this. When this powers this, it ends up powering you, and then it does this and retracts. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to explain because I don't really know how it works, but I'll try and show the I'll try and show the circuit in action. So yeah, pretty much exactly what I said. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this door. Well, I think that's enough for now, so thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.